Good evening, afternoon, morning, American Cheer families. Here we are. I just want to send this out as a little thing about how we're going to create teams this upcoming season. So if you're receiving this, that means you are at tryouts right now and you are waiting these next couple of days to find out what team your son or daughter has made. So first things first, our goal here at American is to shape these athletes into productive adults. Our number one goal at American is to teach these kids character, morality, and integrity. And we want people to leave American stronger, better people. And after that, we would like to win. Now, some of you guys have been with us for a couple of years now. You know, sometimes win will mean end in first place from Bakersfield, California. And other times, a win will just mean that we went out there and had a great competitive routine. And other times, win will mean that your son or daughter got that new skill. But our goal, again, at the end of the day, is that we put together highly competitive routines that earn the respect of our peers and our competitors, and that give you a sense of pride as you guys walk through competitions. Now, I believe that about 70% of our season, the success of our season, is determined once we place those teams together at tryouts. Now, to kind of give you an extreme illustration of this, way back in the day, I was on Team USA. And when I looked at that list of everyone who made that team and looked around, it was very clear to me, we hadn't had a single practice yet, I just looked at the list. That team was not going to lose Worlds. I was like, our talent was too strong. Now, keep in mind, this is way before, international teams weren't nearly as strong as they are now. And that team only practiced 10 days prior to our event. So we had tryouts in January. We came together, second weekend in April and practiced until Worlds. And it didn't really matter. It didn't matter if we had a terrible coach and the other teams had great coaches. And those other teams actually practiced year round. There was no way that team was going to lose. Our talent was just too high. And it made up for anything else that we might have lacked. Now, like I said, that's a little bit extreme, but it does illustrate the point of what you can do when you have the right kids on the right team, and how essential that is to our success. Now, tumbling is usually the main component that we use to separate the levels, but I've said this before, age is another major component that we will use. So if you're super young but you have these super high skills, doesn't necessarily mean you're automatically going to make that higher level. We are going to use age as well as maturity for our team placements. 10-year-olds, I guess can't be 10 anymore, but 11-year-olds and 16-year-olds, although they can be on the same team, they do have very separate conversation. 11-year-olds talk about a lot. Well, let me say this: 16-year-olds talk about a lot different things than 11-year-olds talk about. So we want to keep that in mind. Now, will we have 11-year-olds and 16 on the same team? Yes, but we don't want to make it the rule across the board. We want to keep these kids in their same maturity as much as we can. Lastly is the position. Your athlete has to be able to contribute something to that team outside of entry-level tumbling. So entry-level, right, we have those required tumbling skills. Now, if your son or daughter throws that can only throw those required tumbling skills, and won't be able to be used as a flyer, a base, or a back spot, we need athletes on the team who can contribute in one of those three basing positions, right? Flyer, base, or back. And or they excel in tumbling, and also with the age bracket and all those things. So I want you to imagine a world where we let every athlete and every family pick exactly what team they want to be on. Hey, little Susie, team you want to be on? Now, if we did that, we wouldn't have any level 1 teams. Our junior teams will be full of 7 and 8-year-olds. Our senior teams will be full of 11 and 12-year-olds. And at the end of the, everyone will be super happy at tryouts. Oh, I made the team. At the end of the year, everyone would be so disappointed and discouraged by the end of the year. Everyone would either quit cheer altogether because of how bad of a season it was, or if the people who didn't quit cheer altogether, they'd all be cheering at a different gym where where the coaches and owners and all that stuff had a lot more say in the placement and discipline and structure of how the program was ran. There is a reason why 10% of the winning, or let me say this, there's a reason why 10% of the teams do 90% of the winning. That's because 10%, only 10%, right, of the teams actually do what's best for the program and the individual teams, while the 90% are too worried about what's going to happen, the repercussions, what's going to happen if we do this, and then we do this. And we've got to be a program that stands for something. And I said we're going to stand for character, morality, integrity, and after that we're going to try to put together teams that are highly competitive. Now I know tryouts are a very sensitive time for a lot of families. We have a lot of hopes, and a lot of prayer probably goes into it, and we put a lot of emphasis on making this team or not making this team, or whatever the case may be. And we also have to talk people through the emotional peaks and valleys that they go. As some of you guys can recall, some of you parents can recall, some of the circumstances that have shaped you into the person you are and the people that you are today. Some of those circumstances came from very difficult times. And as much as you do not want your children to experience any sort of pain, please remember that oaks grow strong in the wind. And I can't promise what team, level, or position your son or daughter will make this next season, but I can tell you this: if they are cheering at American, they will be on a strong team.